All right. So last time you guys continued your delve into the Sunless Citadel to the climactic encounter with Belloc the Outcast. You plans to germinate the surface world with his corrupted twig blights, and when he explained his plans to either mutate your party into his experiments or enrich the soil with your compost, you raised your arms. You cut through twig blights, boneless horror, a bark-skinned paladin, and ultimately Belloc himself, ending the cycle of corruption that he had been channeling through the Gulthias tree. During the aftermath of the battle, youngest plucked a root from the tree, and Yopa has just plucked one part of the rod of from the tree. So you had just kind of put your find on display. And what do you guys do?
I mean, where do we go now?
Can I look around a little?
Sure. What are you looking for?
Just like anything shiny. Just walk around.
Sure. Make a perception check.
That'll be a 13.
13. Okay. You find that you've already kind of plundered everything that you could salvage from Belloc and his minions, as well as the sword from the tree. You don't see anything else of value or shiny in the immediate vicinity.
Okay. Cool.
I think I'm gonna start sneaking over this way, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's art or
It's probably art. Sounds like art. I don't know. It's fine. I'm talking.
Are you guys having some issues?
I think so. Like it kicked me out of the tabletop server.
Mm-hmm.
And you got like you guys are talking, it's breaking up a lot.
Oh, jeez.
No. I can't find you showing that. Oh, there we go. Try again. Everybody else is carrying
I think it's good. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Seems to be.
So. Too many things on here. When you got like
Oh, the TV?
Yeah.
Oh.
I put mine on. Just my dad.
Make an intelligence check, Belial.
Okay. That will be 18.
18. Okay. As you're kind of walking around the perimeter of the cavern and just kind of taking a bit of solace and a moment to yourself as you're walking around, and the question comes up in your mind, what next, basically. And you're kind of thinking, you're kind of fiddling things in your pockets, and you find the sending stone that Dory had given you, and you recall that she had mentioned whenever you guys are ready to leave, just send a message through the sending stone, and she'll come to port you back.
Oh yeah. Guys, I think I know our way back.
Are we all good here? Do we need anything else? Or should we just leave?
Yeah, is this just
I mean, I still see some boxes.
Yeah, the rest of the area it's just kind of open cavern that's like full kind of twisted thorny vines.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just for when you guys want to leave. You could still anything you want to do here if you need to.
Okay.
I'm down to leave. Feel like we've done some beautiful duties.
Yeah, this place kind of gives me the creeps.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the sun.
I feel like it has been a while since we've seen the sun.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay now, Deanna, or is it still really choppy?
I think it's okay. Ish. I'm gonna try to pull up. Dana's gonna use her phone for her sheet, so we're not using another laptop for using internet. And I might pull up Discord on my phone.
Okay.
So that's so that yeah. Okay.
Okay, just let us know if it gets choppy again, and I'll stop so that you guys don't miss anything.
Okay, I'm just gonna close Discord on the computer for a second.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Yeah, even like moving the pieces around seems like a bit an open chope.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably because I'm the host and my computer is being slow. Well, I don't know.
That's a malware.
No, my computer normally seems okay. Like when I'm working, I have like a VPN up with a bunch of stuff and Zoom up, and then desktop. It seems like just like this combination of stuff lags the machine out. Because I remember it was happening to Steph as well when she was using it.
Oh. It's just not a D&D friendly computer, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting not bringing my desktop at this moment, but that's okay.
Where is it at?
It's in our storage space.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Hello.
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 Hello, sir.
Okay. Working. Yeah.
All right. So What are you guys doing?
I'm ready to go back. If you guys are ready as well.
Let's do it.
I'm also ready.
All right. I'm gonna pull out this magical rock and send a message back to Megori.
Sounds good.
Saying, pull us out.
We're all dying. Oh God, the blood.
My arm, it's gone.
Do you actually say that?
Yeah, why not?
You get a response a few seconds later, and she's like, "Oh God, Belial, 1 second, I'll be there." And you see this kind of purple satin smoke begin to kind of accumulate, kind of toward the base of the Gulthias tree as she steps out with her staff drawn, ready to engage in combat.
Should we all allow for pretend we did?
Yeah.
She's gonna hate us, but I like it.
Okay, make performance checks.
I got 17.
I got a 12.
12. Okay.
I also got a 12.
Okay. David and Deanna, can you still hear?
Oh no.
Hello.
Oh,
Hey.
hey.
What check are we doing?
Performance.
Performance check.
Oh, you're really performing there, Yopa.
I don't know how to lay on my side.
She teleports and you're just doing head spins.
I'm not gonna pretend I'm dead.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stand there like I'm the best.
Okay. So you guys see as she steps through this billowing cloud of smoke, and as it dissipates, she kind of scans around the area, looks at you, Torin, and gives you a wink and says, "Oh God, we're too late."
There's nothing I could do.
She walks over to youngest and just kind of jabs her in the chest with her staff a couple times.
I just am dead silent.
How did we lose them?
There was a large explosion. Everyone went down.
Well, it's a shame. I get to leave the bodies. Come on.
I'm gonna jump out and be like, "Don't leave me!"
That's a cruel
Yeah, I'll sit up.
friend.
Yeah.
So, seeing as you're the only ones down here, did things go well?
Well, they went.
Yeah. It went. Hopefully to the underworld.
And you've retrieved the fang?
I take it out of my pocket and do a nice little flip in the air and catch it. Oh, you bet we did.
Excellent.
I'm gonna be like, "Do you know anything about this tree? The tree that you did here?"
I've never been down here myself. It was a another sect of the conclave that initially hid this part of the rod, but seems like a twisted thing. I don't get the best vibe from it.
Yeah, same. All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yes. Shall we? The yawning portal.
Let's go.
Please.
Okay. You see, she steps over to kind of a blank patch of dirt that she's able to find that isn't covered in bramble, and begins scrawling some arcane runes into the dirt. She places her staff in the center, and the orb atop begins to glow and seemingly kind of ignites the runes beneath her feet. And she says, "Come." And she disapparates.
Go in there.
I walk gingerly.
Okay.
Through.
Yeah. So you guys, one after another, step within the sigil and feel your form being twisted and skewed across the plane as you find your feet once more in the tap room of the running portal. You can see motes of dust floating around, catching the afternoon light, which is a welcome sight, and the smell of vinegar as Dern is currently kind of wiping down a bunch of surfaces, as you can smell kind of the undertone of the alcohol that was probably spilled on the ground throughout the weekend.
Oh, that lovely familiar smell.
It's better than the nose.
I need a nail.
Dernan, kind of the barkeep, he turns to you and Midori. Ales, you after some ales? I can get those poured immediately.
I would like a tall glass of water.
Well, you're looking at him. Bilal, he gives you a wink and turns on the tap, begins pouring a glass of water for you.
Hey, Bilal, what are you like with a little sip of ale in your system?
Me?
Yeah, you.
He gets sick.
Yeah, you don't want to know. It's not
Not
pretty.
pretty.
Don't want to know?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't feel like myself when I drink.
I mean, that's kind of the point.
I guess so. But I'm scared.
I shake a little flask to hear if I have any remnants of any bit of alcohol in like a flask, and then I go secretively look at Bilal. Turn away.
Did I catch that?
Yopa, make a. Sorry, Yopa, were you like pouring it in his drink or?
No, not yet. I just wanted to check to see if I have any in
okay.
my like flask.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check, Yopa, and a perception check, Belial.
Oh,
20.
9.
You see Yopa kind of unleash his flask from his hip and give it kind of a swirl and a mischievous looking eye in your direction.
What's that all about?
Oh, nothing. Nothing. I was just seeing if I had any extra ale in case Darren runs out.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. I got eyes on the back of my head, Yopa. I'm watching
my flask. Slightly intimidated. Slightly scared.
Nice. So you guys gather around a table. It's very. You figure that the crowd hasn't quite made their way in yet. So you sit kind of in the empty tap room around a table as Dernan brings a round of ales and a tall glass of ice cold water. Midori says, "So, friends, tell me everything."
There was a lot of doors. We went through a lot of doors.
We liberated goblins,
Yeah, we sure did.
which I'm very happy about.
And I found this fruit, which I need to know if it's good or bad.
When you
I'll like bring out this
liberated,
fake fruit and set it on the table.
okay, she says, "When you say liberated, do you mean liberated or liberated their souls from their body?"
Half and half. Actually, I feel like we did more good than bad.
Yeah, I don't think we killed any, did we?
Oh, we definitely killed some.
Some of the. Oh, I thought we only killed rats.
Well, when we were working with the kobolds, we definitely killed some goblins.
Well, it's
I don't know.
Tell
They
her-
didn't give us a choice. They shot first.
Oh, Yoba. Or, Meepo.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Because we found the dragon. We found that dragon.
There was a dragon.
We did find that
Where?
there was a dragon. It was an ice dragon
Okay. Hopefully.
in the depths of the
One?
dungeon. Yeah, we kind of left it in the dungeon there. I don't think actually, you know what I realized? I think that on the way up, do you think the goblins ran into the kobolds on the way out?
I hope not.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we kind of just let them run amok. Hopefully they're actually liberated.
Yeah. We unleashed the goblins.
Wait, wasn't she the one that gave us, Meepo? Who gave us Meepo?
It was the I
It was
forget
Like the
her
Goblin
name.
Queen?
It was
It was a kobold.
yeah.
Oh.
You
Oh, it was Ustria.
Yeah.
Right. So she doesn't care if Meepo's dead.
I mean, oh no, I don't. Maybe she is, because Meepo raised the dragon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be our guide.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you guys won't know. Maybe once you get a message spell or something later, you can check in with Eustrail and see what happened.
Yeah. I'm very curious. And we met
You're gonna give us stuff?
Erky Timbers.
Timbers.
Hopefully you run into him at some point. I miss him.
Sounds like a gnomish name. I've heard that surname before.
Yeah, he was very kind. Definitely helped us quite a bit in battle.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you were able to find allies and delve as deep as you did. You've definitely proven that you're worth the coin. And at that, she drops a sack of gold on the table and says, "So yeah, as per our agreement, it's 50 gold each." And then, as I mentioned, the reward will triple for each subsequent part that you return or that you obtain.
I mean,
And that we will do. I mean, I guess I can't speak for everyone, but
yeah. I feel like we can get that going.
Excellent. Well, in the meantime, take some downtime in the city. No need to set off for the second part immediately. Our scouts haven't heard any stirrings of the opposing force. They do still have their one part of the rod that will have to recover eventually, but as of yet, they're not aware of our movements. So take some time to settle and heal and relax, and maybe in a week or so, we can set out for the next leg.
okay. Cool.
Would you like to know about the area where the second part is contained?
Had
Yeah.
to.
I'm definitely curious.
David and Deanna, you're still there? I just want to check.
Hey, yeah, we're listening. There's just a lot going on in the house. We just are on mute, but we're listening.
Okay, no worries. So, 2 centuries ago, the great dwarf smith Durgadin the Black and his clan were driven from their home by a horde of fierce orcs and trolls. They plundered the dwarves' ancestral halls and slew all they could catch. Fleeing his enemies, Durgadin led this destitute remnants of his clan in search of a new home. After years of wandering, the dwarves discovered a great cavern system beneath the Stone Tooth, a rugged, forested hill crowned by a bare, rocky crag. There, Durgadin and his followers founded the stronghold of Kundrakar. About a century ago, a member of Durgadin's clan was captured by a powerful orc tribe during a raid, and the orcs learned of their enemy's hidden stronghold. The orc chieftains raised a great army and marched on Kundrakar. In a hard-fought siege lasting months, the orcs tunneled around the dwarven defenses, and when they finally stormed the place, they put all within to the sword, then carried off wagon loads of booty. Since the Great Battle, various creatures have occupied the stronghold and used the place as a base for their raids. At other times, the caverns have lain empty except for the mindless and bloodthirsty monsters that haunt such places. Today, legends of Durgadin's vengeance, or the Smith's War, and the extraordinary blades the dwarves forged in anger still surface from time to time in lands near the Stone Tooth and along the range of the Duragazrak Mountains. So with that, the next part lays within the Forge of Fury.
Okay.
Forge of Fury.
The Forge of Fury. It's the ruined stronghold of Kundrakar.
how long is it going to take us to get there?
Well, I can expedite the process using the magic that I've used to recover you from the Sunless Citadel. I can take you to the outskirts of Blasingdale, which is a town kind of in the approach to Kundarkar.
Okay. And this town is populated?
Yes, it's a dwarven town.
I look at Torin.
I also look at Torin.
But yes, in the meantime, as I mentioned, take the time you need. Food and drink is on us. So celebrate your success this evening if you'd like.
Do you have a suggestion on where we should stay while we here?
Well, we still have your rooms here at the Yawning Portal with any of the belongings that you didn't bring along. They haven't been checked out or rented, so you still have your rooms here.
Sweet. Amazing.
Right.
Does
Is it
anybody
like
want
evening time? What time is it? What are we doing?
hit the town?
Yeah, what time is it?
Afternoon?
It's probably like 3-4 in the afternoon.
Okay. What do I have in my inventory right now? With these new monk changes, DM,
Yeah.
so I can use. Okay, so after a short rest, I can take a non-monk weapon and turn it into a monk weapon.
I think so. Is that what it says? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, so it kind of extends to, not just like quarterstaff. You do have to be proficient in it, which I think right now you're just proficient with simple weapons and a couple other things.
Right. Because I was thinking of making a trip over to the forge. Or the unbreakable anvil. They make weapons there, right?
That they do.
They got crossbows over there?
Perhaps you'd have to check it out.
Well, Belial, I'd join you on a journey through the town. If you want me.
I'll follow. I have some stuff that I need to look for, but I'll just kind of like follow behind and see what's going on.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm gonna polish off my pint of ale and signal to Dern. Could I get one to go?
We don't generally do roadies, but I'll pour you one to chug on the way out.
How about in the flask here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Put in your shoe.
A boot. Yeah, he kind of waves you over and reaches out for the flask. Do you want ale in thing with a little more nip?
If you got nip, I want more of it.
Okay. He reaches under the bar and pours this kind of amber liquid, and you can see like frost kind of coming off of it, which is kind of an odd thing for this type of setting. But he has some way of keeping it ice cold, and it pours into your flask, kind of syrupy.
Holy, I haven't seen something like this in my life. Just like, I take a whiff of it and I'm like, whoa, what is that?
That's a bourbon from a dwarvish brewery, actually.
Torrin, have you had this before?
Would I have?
Would you have had this frosty bourbon?
Make a history check, Torin.
14 plus. What check? History check?
History, yeah.
What is history? Why am I not? 15.
15. Okay. Yopa kind of reaches over with the flask, and you take a whiff of it, and it's like that smell, sense, memory that you bring the memories of nights at the tavern in the Duragazruk Mountains come up. Like, oh yeah, this is Iron Skin bourbon.
Ah, Iron Skin bourbon.
Yeah, it's brewed by the Iron Skin clan.
Cool.
It's nice stuff. It's
You want some?
something that people don't really give away for free, so you feel pretty special, Yopa.
Durin says that to me. Doesn't just give it out to anybody.
Yeah.
Let me toss like, you know what, Durin? Thank you very much. And I'll take like 5 gold pieces and give him a nice little tip for being so nice.
He gives you a deep nod and much appreciated. Enjoy. So you guys exit the yawning portal out into the streets. It's kind of a bustling day. The smell of fresh air is very, very welcoming. And the breeze kind of carries a whiff of fresh vegetation and flowers. You make your way through the city, over the aqueduct to a simple terracotta building. It has a yellow tile roof, and kind of a smooth stone stairwell entering.
Too tired for this. Why is it glitching out so bad?
I have a question, DM.
Yeah.
So, yeah, monks are only proficient in simple weapons and short swords. Is there
Yeah.
any way that I could gain proficiency in martial weapon?
You would have to do some training, potentially. But I would say through like a week of training, if you were to find someone who would tutor you, you could get proficiency.
Okay, sweet. That's my task.
Okay, I also just have to pee. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I just got proficiency in martial weapons.
You did?
I did with my, because instead of going to level 3 rogue, I did fighter level 1.
Oh,
Sick.
multi-class.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit. He's going down. Mans has two attacks.
I'm going up.
Don't you? Doesn't that mean you have two attacks, right? Doesn't level 1 fighter have two attacks?
I don't know. Since it's like a multi-class thing, I don't know if I got like that
I have the book.
ability, but I do
I have
believe
my
if
book. I would look it
yeah,
up.
check it out. Oh my goodness. Because I think there's like if you reach level 2 or 3 fighter, then you can add a second attack.
Oh yeah, it's second level. You get action surge. Oh my god! You could take an additional action and a possible bonus action.
What is this for?
A fighter.
Yeah. Or are you looking at action surge?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's like second or third level fighter.
It's
Yeah.
second level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Pretty dope.
stand in front of the armory. There's kind of a thick plume of black smoke currently venting out of a chimney inside.
Shall we go in?
After you.
All right. I'll go in. We'll follow.
Cool. So as you guys enter, you see a figure kind of toward the back, working a forge currently. It's a human woman with a short bob of platinum blonde hair that's covered by a black bandana. And as she's kind of swinging her hammer down, you see she's shredded. She's just got these massive guns. And kind of between one of the strikes of the hammer, she hears the bell jingle on the door and looks up at you, pulling goggles off of her face. She says, "Oh, hello there."
Hi. Good day. What's your name?
My name's Mina.
Mina.
Welcome to the Unbreakable Anvil.
Sorry, I'm just writing this down. Well,
Looking at
Mina,
her guns. Looking out the door too,
Belial.
and looking at Bjorn's guns.
So a gun sandwich right now.
Are you comparing?
I am comparing, and I'm very pleased.
Make a perception check.
21.
21, nice. Despite Bjorn's frame being like twice the size of this woman, her guns are like 3/4 the size of of Bjorn's, so they're very respectable.
Little red comes to my skin.
She says, "So what are you guys after?"
Weapons, if you have them.
She kind of splays her arm out, kind of gesturing toward the wall. And you see a large variety of giant metal tongs, smithing hammers, but as well you see a selection of short swords, long swords. You see some ranged weaponry. Actually, it's more crossbows. And it's mostly kind of mechanical looking crossbows as opposed to bows, like curve bows, because you find those at like a bowyer. And she says,
Okay.
"Yeah, we've got what you need."
Perfect. Also, another question. Do you by chance know anyone who would be able to teach me how to use this kind of specific weapon? And I point at a longsword that's on the racks.
Let me think. Um, Kuzad? Kuzad might be able to help you out.
Uzad.
Kuzad,
Do
yeah.
you know where I'd be able to find this man?
Yeah, he's the armorer at the Heat Walker. The Heat Walker is the name of the armor shop that's on the Rose Mile.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty distinctive. You'll be able to pick him out. He's got like a long gray mohawk and some very piercing amber eyes. He's hard to miss.
I'll keep that in mind. How much does this go for, this longsword?
So,
Gold wise.
she begins kind of
I
flipping through.
mean currency wise.
She begins kind of flipping through a ledger as I'm looking through my notes. Yeah, a simple one will run you 15 gold pieces.
Simple, as in there's different kinds.
Well, we partner with the what's the name of it? We partner with the Lazuli Soul, and we can do enchanting on things as well, but that's quite a bit steeper.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said for the gold pieces though.
Oh,
the simple
15,
one.
15 gold pieces.
15. Okay. And how about a short sword? How much would that go for?
Short sword will run you 10 gold.
Okay. Okay.
And just for kind of a ballpark, if you're ever interested in the future, a +1 longsword, that'll run you about 2,300 gold.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's steep, but it's worth it if you're going to be getting some heavy use out of it.
I'll have to keep that one in my notes. What do you say it was a +1 longsword?
+1 longsword, yeah.
$100 gold pieces. Okay. I'll take a simple longsword, and yeah, I'll just take the longsword.
Sure, yeah. And she begins kind of stepping up on a step stool that she has nearby, pulls it from the rack, and lays it across the counter. So that'll be 15 gold, my friend. What's your name, by the way?
I'm Belial, and I motion towards Yopa and say, "This is Yopa." And did you come in with us, youngest?
No, I'm just gonna hang it outside because I don't want to get
Okay.
chewed out anywhere.
Okay. So yeah, just me and Yopa.
Hello, Nina.
Nice to meet you as well.
Before we make this purchase, would you do a deal for like 2 weapons? We could buy 2, and then maybe you'll give us a little discount.
Persuasion check.
Persuasion. Oh no. Ooh, 16.
16. Right. She says, yeah, seems like you guys could use some gearing up. I could bundle two things together. What are you after, Yopa?
I'm looking for a heavy crossbow. Do you happen to have any of those around?
Yes, I've got just the thing. She pulls out a taller step stool and kind of steps upward, pulling down a heavy-looking contraption. It's mostly kind of encased in steel, but you see kind of a seam of wood running through it, and there's kind of like a plated guard toward the front that has kind of some spike implements on it. And she says, "Yeah, this is the one we've got right now. It'll run you 50 gold, but I could give you the longsword and the crossbow for, we'll say, 55."
Both for 55.
Yeah.
Well, Bilal. What do you say? Sounds like a good deal.
Are you saying you want me to pay for this?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, I was thinking I'll pay for it.
Oh, that would be a kind gesture. I don't know how to repay you.
Oh, you'll find a way. Just shake my flask a little bit out of sight.
I mean, might have to do some negotiating, but yeah, we'll see.
While I'm outside, can I just take a look around and see if I see any like jewelry stores or like copper, silver stores?
Yeah, make either an investigation or a perception check. If you're just looking, I'd say perception, but if you're kind of like, asking town guards and looking for signage and stuff, I'd say investigation.
I'm probably not gonna talk to anybody, to be honest.
Okay, perception check.
21. That's a natural 20.
Nice. Yeah. Well, first off, with that perception check, your ears kind of picked up Mina talking about the Lazuli soul, and you recognize Lazuli as being a stone, so that kind of gives you your first hint. And then you see, actually, just a little bit down the street, some signage for the Lazuli soul. You see kind of a blue wisp that is being kind of weaved through a silver ring on a simple signboard that's hanging out. You figure that might be a good spot to look.
Well, I'll wait until they're done in that store and then maybe mosey down there.
I'd say with that perception check as well, you see kind of a heap of kind of rusted and corroded scrap that's just sitting kind of piled up on the side of the unbreakable anvil.
It's just like hanging out.
Yeah, it's just like piled up and kind of discarded.
Okay, I will let the boys know that I'm gonna go into that shop for a bit.
All right. Have fun.
I'll be in a minute or two.
See you later.
Cool. All right. So we'll switch over to youngest now since she's splitting off. You walk toward kind of a major crossroads in the city, but the street outside is shaded by some brightly colored trees. The Lazuli Soul is an elaborately carved marble building. And as you approach, you see the door open as someone's kind of letting a breeze in.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like lift my hood over my head a little and sneak in.
Okay, you're sneaking?
Well, I mean, I'm just like casually, like trying not to like draw any attention to myself walking.
Okay, sounds good. So you make your way in. You see a very a kind of elaborate decor in here. There's a number of baskets and miscellaneous jewelry making supplies and tools hanging from the ceiling. You see a collection of several framed paintings of necklaces adorning the walls. And you see an elderly human man with kind of a jeweler's loop up to his eye, closely inspecting a gem of some sort. He has buzzed gray hair, brown eyes, and some rough, kind of pockmarked pink skin. And he kind of looks up, his one eye kind of comically magnified from the jeweler's loop, and says, "Hello there. Did you wander
Like,
into my store on mistake, youngster?"
I'm gonna like kind of get close, like close to what he's looking at, and just like stick my nose kind of in his face and look at the gem that he has, and be like, oh, that's a nice one.
Yes, it's 200-year-old amber. If you look quite closely, there's a specimen entrapped in it.
I'm gonna flick down my jeweler's thing that I have underneath my my eyepiece.
Oh, a fellow in the trade.
And then I'm gonna get like real close and be like, oh, yeah.
Make a perception check.
18.
18. You peer through your jeweler's loop into kind of the contents of this amber, and you see this like trilobite looking creature. It's like it's got like this kind of curled shell and these kind of scrappy beetle-like legs kind of coming from it. He says, "Ghastly creature, but interesting nonetheless."
I mean, I wouldn't say ghastly. It's definitely kind of gross stuff.
Kind of gross indeed.
I'm gonna start just like looking around, kind of seeing what he's got in there.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll like look around for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, looking around, there's like glass counters or glass cases that have an assortment of rings, amulets, and then just either both cut gems as well as kind of large chunks of raw minerals and things like that.
I'd be like, do you have any any small pieces of onyx kicking around in here?
Yes, we've got a handful. And he brings out this kind of wooden tray with velvet kind of inlay, and some stones kind of clack around as he sets it on the counter. He says, "How much are you after? Like large quantities, or?"
Actually, just thinking about making something for my party, and I'm just wondering. I'm gonna pull out like the two pieces that I already have. I don't really know how big they are.
Mm-hmm. He says,
But I just
stones.
want what I know. I don't know how big it is.
He kind of extends his long, spindly fingers and says, "May I?"
I'll give it to him.
This quality of gem uncut, I myself would purchase for 50 gold apiece.
Okay, cool. All right, and then I'm gonna be like, cool. I want 3 more of similar size.
3 more similar size?
Yeah.
Okay. I have yeah, these are the last 3 actually. That'll run you 150 gold.
Oh shit. Okay. Never mind.
A bit too steep, my friend.
It's okay. I noticed that you have a bit of a pile of junk outside of your shop there. Is that just kind of waiting to be picked up by the trash, or what's going on out there?
Yeah, those are just kind of bits and bobs I haven't touched in quite a while. If you want to take it, it's probably somewhat weathered, but I'm sure a craftsman such as yourself could put it to use.
Okay, cool. I might take a look at it, if you don't mind.
No, it's just being claimed by the earth right now. Being overgrown, it's not of much use for me right now. So by all means.
Okay, cool. I'll take like another look around and be like, and then I'll leave.
Farewell.
Thank you. And then I'm gonna root through his junk.
Okay. Are you looking for anything specifically?
If there's any like old light bulbs, I would take some light bulbs, or if there's any like sheets of metal, like any kind of sheet, or like not metal, that could be like copper too, just like sheets of stuff.
Yeah. There are various scraps of metal here. They're all kind of different materials. Some of them are pretty corroded and pockmarked, but yeah, you could collect quite a bit. You might need a hand carrying it back to the awning portal, but there isn't much in the way of light bulbs. You find some kind of like brazier or like candelabra type implements, like kind of a stand for where like a candle or a torch could be lit.
Okay. I'm gonna look at all the stuff that I'm grabbing and kind of just peek my head back in to the shop. Is he talking to anyone, or is he still just chilling?
He's gone back to inspecting his piece of amber.
Okay, I'm gonna like come back and be like, hey, sorry to bug you again. But I was just wondering, is there like any kind of metal shops? Or like, shop type places around here?
We get most of our raw materials from the other side of the Duragazruk Mountains, but I imagine if you were to do kind of a circuit of the armorers and weapon shops, you might be able to find More scrap there.
I'm actually just kind of looking for a place to work. Actually, just I just have a couple projects that I'm sort of in the middle of. I just need a little bit of space to do them.
How long do you need a shop for?
Probably just 2 or 3 days. I mean, I don't take up much space. I think I might get a little messy, and we're in a hostel right now, and I don't really think they might be excited with me, leaking oil everywhere. Um, you know.
Okay, make a persuasion check with advantage.
That's a 15.
15. Okay. You catch kind of a glint in his severely kind of cataract eyes. But you see a glint of him kind of acknowledging a fellow craftsperson and someone who is passionate about the trade. And he says, "You can use my shop. Use my shop for a couple days and create something beautiful."
I mean, I could clean up that scrap metal and get it all out of the way and clean it up. And so your shop looks a little neater from the outside.
That would be most appreciated. Kill or feed two birds with one scone, as they say.
Okay, cool. Does he have like a little spot that I can just like throw some of the shit down?
Yeah, there's like he kind of says, "Come, come," and you follow him back, kind of behind like a beaded curtain, and there's kind of the second half of the building is just this epic workshop. There's like all sorts of implements. There's workbenches, any sort of clamping implements, any of the tools you could desire. They're just kind of mounted on the walls and everywhere.
I'm gonna have my like little dude coming out and like start pulling some stuff into like the center of the room.
Okay.
So you're gonna look at him and be like, I made him. No big deal.
That's marvelous. Who is this creature?
He's just like a bug thing guy. Yeah.
He gets a little bit closer to it and pulls up his jeweler's loop once more as the mechanical creature kind of turns and almost snaps at him, but stops. And he kind of retracts, but then leans in closer, kind of looking at all the clockwork, intricate kind of gearing systems that you've implemented here, and says, "My, you have quite an eye for this, don't you?"
I mean, I'm not very old, but I've been like working with my parents for time. My brothers, I have 5 brothers and 5 sisters, and they just all do the trade. So I just just watch them and listen and learn. So yeah.
That's the way to do it. Well, use anything you need. You have the material. I feel free to come here during business hours. I'll probably be closing up for the evening shortly, but anytime you'd like through the week, just come through.
Yeah, maybe I'll just be like, cool. Yeah, I think I might catch my pals. But if you don't mind, my pal, he's just gonna hang out and start like, I don't know, tidying a little. And I'll come back tomorrow morning if that's cool.
He's okay on his own?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, take
I
your
mean, he doesn't really get into stuff, and he doesn't eat. Sometimes he leaks oil, but it's only when he's scared. So just don't surprise him; it'll be fine.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm Simon, by the way.
Some people call me youngest.
Youngest, it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm gonna go find my friends now.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Right. So you awkwardly kind of skitter back out into the street just as Belial and Yopa are reconvening with Torin and Bjorn in the street. You all kind of converge.
I just have a question first.
Yeah.
How much is the? You were saying there's like a longsword +1 and that kind of stuff. I was just wondering how much like a heavy crossbow +1 would be.
1 sec. Heavy crossbow will run you 3,000 gold.
Never mind.
But something to aspire to.
Indeed.
When we're rich one day.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Well,
I'm set for the day.
yeah. How late is it? Is the Heat Walker still open?
You see most of the shops are beginning to kind of close up for the day, but you could potentially come back tomorrow.
Okay. Do you guys want to go back to the old yawning portal?
Sure. It's about dinner time, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry.
Probably be good to take a load off after the events that we had.
Yeah.
Kind of put our feet up a bit.
I agree.
Sounds good. All right, so you guys begin making your way back toward the yawning portal, kind of through some of the back roads, but then through some of the busier thoroughfares as well. Torin, make a perception check.
Alrighty. 21.
21, nice.
Oh yeah.
So as you guys are walking through kind of a busier part of the thoroughfare, Torin, you see two young children currently kind of playing and chasing each other. Two young human children, a young girl and a boy. The young girl has some like twigs and branches with leaves on them tucked behind her ears. And you hear her yell, I'm Mizuchi, the seed, the night fawn and the warden of nature. And her companion kind of jumps out from behind a barrel. And you see he has kind of like dirt smeared on his face, kind of under his eyes. And he says, yeah, well, I'm Osric out of the storm. And he picks up a stone from the ground, and he says, "And the mountain," and he chucks it at her, and it like clocks her in the head, and she immediately kind of grabs her head and starts crying, and kind of slumps down onto her knees, and just says, "No wonder no one prays to Osric and Abrandir," and just kind of continues crying. The boy kind of like guiltily sits on the step beside her, trying to comfort her.
I'm gonna turn.
it-
I'm gonna turn to Yopa and be like, "Stupid baby."
I'll go up to the little girl
Okay.
and just kneel down, and I'll cast a healing word on her,
Aw.
Nice.
and it will be 5 points of healing.
Okay. Yeah. She just took 1 point.
I'm sure it's a lot. Yeah.
She healed her
And,
up.
and I'll just ask her why she doesn't think that anyone follows Osric here.
So as you're kind of
And I'll
go ahead.
I'm a follower of Osric.
As you kind of begin speaking to her, your words are imbued with just this kind of positive energy that you see just lifts her spirit once more, and her eyes kind of brighten again, and she kind of stops rubbing her head, and she says, "Well, thank you. I don't know really. I just wanted to say something mean back to my brother, but truly, I guess it's just
Oh, I understand.
we don't really hear of people worshiping Osric around here, but you do."
I do. He's come to me in many visions and gives me great powers to help and to heal.
Well, I've felt them firsthand, I guess. Now, I'll be sure not to knock deities before, I guess.
And then to the little boy, I'll be like, Osric is about creation, not destruction. You shouldn't be throwing rocks at your sister.
Make an intimidation check. Persuasion, depending how you frame it.
15.
Okay. You see him kind of shrink a bit, but then he also kind of brightens, just kind of witnessing someone who has so deeply kind of entrenched themselves in a god that he just kind of played as like folklore fairy tale, but having seen kind of the positivity that you've imbued, he kind of quietly nods and puts his thumb in his mouth.
And then just as a little fun thing, I'll just start casting a fog cloud and just have it like whirl around a bit, and then I'll end the concentration on it after it gets just kind of a little show.
Okay, cool. As you see the fog beginning to kind of whirl and collect around the three of you, the little boy once more kind of flexes his arms and says, "I'm Osric, god of the storm." Awesome. So you kind of turn and kind of leave the kids as they kind of chase each other through the fog cloud a little bit. No longer throwing stones, though, so that's a good thing. So you guys continue on and make your way into the dining room at the Yawning Portal. Some food and drink is brought out, and you guys just kind of decompress and let off some steam after a long and arduous dungeon delve. Are you guys doing anything during dinner?
No, just eating and maybe like messing with Yopa a little bit. Maybe my tail comes up around my back, goes around his shoulder and like tickles his ear or something.
What was that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's a fly. I see a lot of flies around here.
Huh.
Maybe it means your brain's rotten. I don't know.
Rotten brain. Huh.
Can I, after that embarrassing moment for me, can I reach for my flask and attempt to secretively pour just like a little tiny drop into Bilal's ice cold glass of water?
Yeah.
Can I see that?
Sleight of hand, Yopa, perception, Belial.
Okay. Okay. 18. Oh, 23.
Oh. All right. So as as you're kind of tickling Yopa's ear, Yopa, you reach back and snatch it, and as Belial is kind of taken aback and focused on his tail for a minute, you quickly bloop drop a little splash of your bourbon into his drink.
I take a sip. And I'm just like, wait, do I taste it? I mean, should I roll for anything?
Yeah, you make another perception check.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Like 14.
14. DC was 15 because it's super diluted. There's like there's like a quarter to an eighth of an ounce in this big glass of water. So no, you don't taste it. But I would say make a Constitution saving throw with advantage because it's so little alcohol.
6. Nope. 17.
17. Okay. You don't feel anything.
I'm looking down the rest of the glass.
Deeply at Belial to see if there's any changes whatsoever. I realize that there's nothing left, and then
I was gonna say that I'm staring ahead and just like looking over at him, and he's just staring at me. Just like, what are you doing?
Nothing. Just like under my breath, barely audible. I'm like, okay, all right, 3 drops next. 3.
Cool. All right. So you guys share in food and drink and kind of collectively just check in and go over kind of what has transpired so far and what the experience was like for you all as you eventually split and make your way to your rooms to bed down for the night. Bjorn, as you're slowly kind of drifting off into unconsciousness, you drift into a dream. You find yourself kneeling on a sheet of ice in a barren landscape. Gray, just kind of off-white sky encompasses the entire horizon, and you've recognized this shelf as a place that you frequented in the northern kind of tundra of northern Zabal. You see off in the distance the ice sheet begins to kind of crack and split off into the Arctic freezing ocean. Make a perception check.
Oh shit. Natural 20. 21.
Nice. You see in the distance, kind of just toward the edge of the ice sheet, some metallic object embedded in the ice.
Can I move towards it?
Yep, you can. So you kind of step up off your knees and begin kind of crunching through the snow that has settled on this sheet of ice. There are kind of pockets of bright blue ice that are kind of exposed between various patches of snow. And you step forward, approaching a great axe, your great axe, currently embedded up to the handle in the ice.
Okay, sorry, you kind of cut out there a little bit. So I was moving forward and I embedded my great axe into the ice.
You didn't embed it. It's just already embedded in the ice in front of you.
That's what you saw.
Oh, it's a great axe.
Yeah.
Your great axe.
Oh, it's my great axe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, just kind of
Weird.
ominously
Okay. I'm just
sitting on its own, embedded in the ice.
Okay. Am I close enough to grab it or not yet?
Yeah, you've walked up and kind of closed the distance, and it's within arm's reach now.
Okay. I'm just gonna like gingerly try to like wiggle it out.
Okay. You gingerly grab, and without really putting too much force, you just kind of try to yank on it to get a sense of how embedded it is, and it's not budging.
Okay. And when I look around, like, am I in a safe area on the ice where I know, like, I'm not gonna fall? Or like, yeah, go into the water at all?
Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Oh,
my
shit.
God. Xander, this is your like gray one with the blue ink writing.
Nice.
2 natural 20. So
In a row.
21.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You kind of scan around the area and give kind of a bit of a stomp on the ground. It seems quite solid where you're standing right now. The ice begins to break probably 10 meters or so ahead of you, but where you're standing right now, you think seems safe.
Okay. Can I give it more force now? Like, can I really put like all my arm strength into it?
Yep. Make a strength check.
It does that sometimes.
Oh.
Just
Strength. So I don't even know where it is.
it's straight strength. So you gotta abilities. Strength
Yeah, +4. So it's 6,
plus
10.
plus 6.
10.
It's not a saving throw.
Oh,
It's just a regular
Oh,
strength.
yeah.
So 10.
Okay. You kind of widen your stance, widen your legs, and really kind of grip onto this thing. And with all of your with your might, begin kind of straining your body, pulling upwards, and it begins to kind of shift a little bit. You hear a little bit of a crack, but it's not quite coming loose yet.
Bloody hell. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get really pissed off and I'm gonna start to rage. So I can't get this damn thing back.
Hell yeah. All right. Make another strength check with advantage because you're raging.
Okay. That's cocked. Wow. Okay. So 10. So weak.
You did it with advantage?
Yeah. I got a 6 and then a 5.
Okay.
I know. I should have changed my die.
Well, even so, you loosened it the first time, and as again you this time kind of gritting your teeth, you feel a presence, multiple presences, kind of encroaching in your space and coming up behind you, and you see the form of these great spectral Viking hands, two pairs, 3 pairs of hands, grasping the axe alongside you. You look up and you see the spirit visage of ancient Vikings. One that you recognize as your grandfather, and the others recognize as descriptions that your grandfather had given of his father and his father's father. And one final pair of hands grabs onto the axe along with you, and you look up and see the face of your great grandmother, with kind of her shield maiden tattoos adorning her face and kind of along the side of her body, and with the might of you and all of your ancestors, you pull upward, and with a great crack, your axe comes free. As the ice kind of begins to split and crack, a couple kind of sheets begin to float away from you, as the form of your ancestors, each on kind of a different section of the ice. They look at you and give you kind of a hearty salute, pounding their fists against their chest as their spirit form kind of drifts off on these sheets of ice.
Oh my god. Wow.
That's cool.
So you kind of look down at the axe in your hands and kind of feel the blood and the spirit of your ancestors within you as you awake in the night. It's pitch black once more, and yeah, you stay awake for a minute and kind of collect your thoughts and go back to sleep.
Yeah. Crazy.
Cool. So as the sun rises the next morning, you all begin to hear birds chirping and some movement in the streets as people are beginning to kind of set up once more. Belial.
Yeah.
As you awake, you kind of wake up a little bit earlier than you imagine the rest of your party does, and find a comfortable pillow from the bed, kind of laying it across the floor. You sit down cross-legged and begin to delve into a deep meditation. And you hear the sounds of the birds and the busyness in the street, and you just begin to kind of tap into your mindfulness, and you begin to let those sounds just drift by, not interacting with them, not thinking too hard about them, but just kind of letting them drift by and letting them be, letting yourself be, as you begin to drift into a vision. You find yourself
Oh boy.
you find yourself standing in a crowd of people, but the people are blurred and indecipherable. You just see kind of the shadows and silhouettes of their forms kind of gathered around you and yelling and shouting. You look down at your hand and you see a great executioner's sword. And you look before you, and there is kind of a shrouded figure on their knees, awaiting execution, as you hear the crowds egging you on, just yelling, "Kill him! Kill the bastard! Take his head!" What do you do?
Oh God, I don't do it.
Okay. So as you kind of stand, the crowd begins to swell and just become louder and louder, yelling at you and egging you on to kill whoever this figure is. And as it becomes apparent that you're showing mercy, the figure rises, and before you, you see a red-skinned tiefling wearing a half-faced mask of sorts. It's kind of an iron mask that has been ornately painted, and has two kind of long fangs protruding from the bottom jaw. And the figure kind of looks back at you and removes the mask, and you see yourself. But instead of the golden glowing globes of eyes that you have, this figure has these dark iron eyes that just kind of flutter with this kind of black smoke that just kind of wisps off of the eyes. And the figure extends his hand. You extend your hand, reaching out with the mask, offering it.
I take the mask.
Okay. You take it. It's kind of warm to the touch, as though the figure that was wearing it was emanating a good amount of heat. And sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I put it on. Did I put it on?
Okay. Yeah, you reach up and place the mask on your face, and it fits perfectly. And you see the figure kind of give you a gentle nod as he disapparates into black smoke, and the figures around you begin to disapparate into black smoke. Their cheers and kind of jests for you to execute this figure begin to slowly fade into nothingness as you find yourself back in your body. And as you kind of begin to feel your limbs once more, you feel an object sitting in your lap.
Oh, shit.
Is it?
You flip it over and it's the mask. So
Put on.
this like Japanese kind of shogun mask that covers half of your face. Is there any other kind of thing you want to like?
I'd say like it would be like emanating some kind of, I guess, ethereal property. Like maybe just like it's maybe whenever like I exhale, there's like smoke comes out or something.
Sweet. Cool. Sounds good. And with that vision as well, you have kind of the beginnings of gaining proficiency in the longsword.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can choose to kind of hone that further with the contact that you're given, or
Yes.
Cool. So those visions having taken place, you guys all kind of down more to breakfast, and just kind of for the sake of it, I'm just gonna say like the week kind of goes by, and you guys can call out anything that you want to do. Youngest, I know you wanted to do some crafting, right?
Yeah, that shop, that old dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out and like do some welding and like put some shit together.
Cool.
Yeah, just like any old pieces of metal and stuff that I find.
Okay, sounds good. So you make your way back to the jewelry shop. You see Simon as he says, "You ready to get started?"
I'm always ready.
Do you have a plan?
So I mean, I didn't. I don't really. I just kind of start putting things together, and then I kind of just see where it ends. You know?
Yes, the kind of organic approach, I guess.
Yeah. I have some sketches, and I'm just gonna like show them a couple like really rough looking sketches, and I'd be like, yeah, I just really want a pal. It's kind of what I'm looking for.
Okay. Well, I'll be here in the shop if you need a helping hand at any point. I can be a steady hand to hold a component or to give a fresh eye. Just let me know.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm just gonna hang out in the shop. Probably swear a lot
Okay.
and cuss and
So
be mad.
for the first part of this, make an intelligence check just to see how you do, kind of coming up with a plan, kind of beginning the process based on your sketches, and kind of navigating through the organic process of just figuring out, yeah, this should go here and it would work if this goes here.
Oh no. Got a 5.
5. Okay. So the entire first day, basically, it takes you to kind of figure out where parts are going to go, and kind of where the main skeleton should start and end, and where kind of the armored bits can, effectively attach without having any kind of weak joints and things like that. So it takes you a full day, but eventually you do kind of come up with the plans and kind of a plan for action for the following day. And you do come back the following day, ready to kind of execute on the plan. So make a dexterity check, and you can add your proficiency because you're using your smithing tools.
My what?
So roll a d20 plus your dex modifier and your proficiency, which is +2.
All right. So that is 15.
15. Nice. So you spend the day tinkering, welding away, kind of in the hot shop. Do you kind of want to describe what you come up with?
Yeah. So I feel like I'm gonna take my little bug man, and I'm gonna kind of like make it so he fits kind of like snugly in the middle part of this kind of like it's about my size humanoid shape kind of robot. He's gonna have like a pretty like rat looking exterior. And show you my like very poor sketch of it. Hold on. Yeah, let's see. I know it's a bad sketch. This kind of what it looks like. He's a light bulbs for eyes.
Huh?
Sweet.
What?
Light bulbs.
Light bulbs.
He's gonna be a little rat dude.
Hell yeah.
And he's just gonna be yeah, like a little bit smaller than me, but like yeah, kind of completely made in yeah, sheet metal and like different colors of metal. I'm gonna take the pieces of dragon scale and like crack them into like little teeth. So he has like little like dragon scale teeth. Yeah. A little mouse.
Awesome.
It's cute.
So you kind of you consume the white dragon scales that you collected in the process, and as you're kind of putting the final touches on it, Simon kind of comes back into the room as you're just tightening the last light bulb eye. It begins to kind of flicker, and it alights, and this rat-like clockwork creature begins kind of stretching its legs out and kind of skitters.
I'm gonna fall to my knees and be like, "It's alive! It's alive!" And then stand up and be like, "No, okay, cool."
Well, I see your Frankenrat has come to fruition.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks. I'm not gonna tell my party and see if they notice.
I'm sure they'll they'll appreciate it as much as they do you.
Hey, thanks for letting me use your shop. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. If you ever have any future projects, just let me know. I'm happy to help.
Sweet. And I'm gonna like head back to the hotel and like literally not say anything and just sit down with it like sitting beside me.
All right. Make an animal handling check as you're entering the establishment.
That would be a 6.
A 6. Okay. So you're just kind of still like working out the kinks and all the quirks of this construct. All the rest of you guys, you see youngest coming back to join you for dinner at the tavern, and she walks in, and you see this mechanical rat just kind of bounding in behind her, and she's kind of calling for it to come and sit next to her, but it kind of runs and skids and knocks over a table as glasses kind of clatter across the ground. It kind of scurries like a dog on hardwood floor, and it eventually, after a bit of ruckus, makes its way next to youngest.
I'm just gonna do some like clicking noise, like, "Come here! Oh god! Oh no! Sorry! Oh god! Oh god!"
Looks like he's still figuring out his legs a bit.
Yeah.
Who's
He's like an hour old, so.
Who's your new friend?
This is Thingamajigger. I didn't think of a name, but he looks a lot like me, right? Like he's kind of like my better half, if you would, huh?
Very cute.
And he can lift me, so that's pretty cool.
Wow.
We'll have to come up with a name.
Indeed.
And he doesn't eat, so I don't have to worry about him stealing my cheese.
Nice. Cool. You guys, all 6 of you now. Well, I guess it was 6 of you before, but there's even more of an extra mechanical body who's joined the party now. You sit down for your meal, and you're kind of towards the end of the week now. You're probably going to be setting out in a couple days here. So you kind of spend the evening chatting amongst kind of the patrons and regulars of the Yawning Portal. And as the evening is kind of winding down, you guys are kind of beginning to sip on your nightcaps. From behind you, you hear this kind of gruff voice that says, "I thought that was you." as Yopa, you feel this hand grab your shoulder and spin you around. You see this scruffy looking human man with a handlebar mustache and kind of a dirty, used to be white rag that's been kind of tied around his head. He kind of yanks you, spinning you around, and says, "I'd recognize the face of this scoundrel anywhere. Yorpy? Yoda?"
Sir, I think you have the wrong person.
His name's Yopa, you dumb idiot.
I look at youngest like, oh, trying to call the silent finger.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, I can't even remember who you are.
You don't remember me?
I don't remember you.
Well, I'm Sonny Shim, the man who beat you in Gambit of Ord not a fortnight ago, only to find my winnings, along with the rest of my purse, missing.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds like something Yopa would do.
I look back at youngest.
Oh, still? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, my eyes have become emboldened and red.
So,
what were we playing?
we were playing Gambit of Ord, and I beat you fair and square, only to find my winnings pillaged.
I don't think so. I don't think I'd ever lose a game of that.
I could be like, Yopa. Maybe it was when you were drunk.
Admittedly, you were a bit drunk off your face, but a game's a game, and a prize is a prize. And don't think I don't know it was you, you nub-eared bastard.
Oh.
Jesus, sir. Watch your language. You interrupt my dinner with my wonderful friends here, and this is how you come at me?
I'm just offering you the respect you offered me. Pay up, or am I gonna have to pry the coins from you?
How much do you think I took from you? Just wondering.
The pot was 75, but with interest, I'd say 100 gold pieces.
Interest? What's interest?
The interest you owe me, while you held on the purse and it wasn't in my possession.
Okay. You know what? Here, I got gold. I got gold to spare.
No, don't do it, Yopa. You should double or nothing. You should play it for it.
I'm like winking. That's youngest, right? I'm winking.
Yeah.
I got a plan. I got a plan. I'm saying it in the side, like out the side of my mouth. I got a plan.
Oh, you have a plan? Oh, okay. Cool.
I try to I just rifle through my bag, and I just grab a little pouch, and I pretend to put something in there of a 75 gold in there. And just shake it.
Okay, what are you putting in there?
The man's face. Maybe some ball bearings.
Okay, those are clanky enough.
Those are clanky enough, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you do so.
Here, How about this? Oh, and then I would sprinkle maybe like 8 gold pieces on the top to like cover it up, just in case he looks in there.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay. So,
Sir, I'm sorry. You sound like a honest man, and maybe I did something. Maybe I didn't. I doubt I did. But here you are. 75 gold pieces.
okay.
I think he said 100.
Let's see if he
100 gold.
realizes. Maybe he's drunk too.
So he rolled an 18 on his perception.
Oh.
Am
Am I able to beat that with like something?
It's I mean, it's a bag full of like mostly ball bearings, and he's had enough time to kind of like rifle through it. So there's no like magical illusion or anything like that. So I would say that he does realize that it's a bag of ball bearings. And he begins.
Is there something wrong with the bag?
You see his teeth kind of grit as he says, "I knew you'd try to pull something like this, you slimy bastard. Boys!" And you hear kind of the scrape of some chairs as a few other figures behind him stand up and begin walking in your direction. And
Can I cast command on the main guy?
You can next session, because that's where we're gonna end for now.
Okay.
Okay.
As they walk towards me?
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Oh shit, we're fucked.
Oh, we can take him.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not worried.
Good old bar brawl.
I got my thingamabob now, so I'm gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah.
I think their name
Yeah.
should just be Thingamabob.
Thingamabob.
Thinking about